So welcome to this advanced scalable challenge lab called Can you design and implement a storage solution on an Azure virtual machine? The scenario given here is that we need to migrate our web app from on-premises to Azure. And basically what we're doing here is creating a virtual machine with an operating system, and then we're going to add a data disk to that, probably having that web app. It's going to be copied over from on-prem. Then we'll create a snapshot of that, and then finally we'll also enable guest level monitoring. But we need to start off by creating a virtual machine. So I've already logged into Azure over here, and I can start off by going into virtual machines and create. And we're supposed to put this into a corp data resource group that's there. And the name's supposed to be VM1. We don't have any requirements for location, so let's just go with standard. We're happy with standard security. The image is supposed to be a Windows image. 2019 data center, that's it. And the size is supposed to be a B2S. We don't have that. We're going to go through all sizes. Here, B2S. Select. That's okay. Then administrator account is going to be Azure admin for the username. And then we have a nice password. Public inbound points RDP is okay. Then let's go onward to networking. We're going to create a new virtual network, VM1 VNet, that's okay. A subnet, a new default one, that's okay. A new public IP, that is okay as well. Regarding monitoring, boot diagnostics enable with managed storage account. OS guest diagnostics is currently unselected. We will add that later on. And I think that's everything. All right, that is deployed. And let's take down the IP address of our instance. All right, next up, we have to create a new disk. So we can go over to disks, create an attached new disk. We're going to call it dev files. It's going to be a standard HDD. This one. And its size is supposed to be 128 gigs. All right, that should be in place. Then they want us to connect to our instance. All right, so we're in our Windows. Now we can go to disk management. You can see that it immediately tells us that there's a new disk in here, and that we should be, initializing that for the usage. Okay, so let's do that. So now disk 2 is down here. And then we want it to allocate drive letter G to that. So let's just create a simple volume and then assign drive letter G to it as required. Well, that's done. So now in principle, if we go to File Explorer, we should be able to see G as a disk drive. So then we're required to create a new folder here. With the name data files. Okay, that's done. Let's keep that open in the background. And next up, what we're required to do is creating a snapshot of that new disk, right? So if we go over to disks, and then our dev files disk, we can create a snapshot from here. And we're going to call it dev files snapshot 1. All right, that's done. So next up, we needed to enable guest level monitoring on our virtual machine. So let's first get back to our virtual machine. Over here. And then let's go down here to monitoring, diagnostic settings. And enable guest level monitoring. All right, that's done. So what it did is it actually installed an agent onto the virtual machine. So now we should be able to go to our storage account to see what has been created in there. So maybe we're just going to go for storage. And now you can set up diagnostics to be in a blob or a table. So the default option here is the table. So you can see there are a couple of different tables already available for us. So the last thing that we want to do is take a look at the disk statistics for our machine and create a chart with regards to that. So for that, what we're going to use is Azure Monitor, specifically metrics. And what we're interested in here is specifically our disk. So it's maybe easiest if I just scope that to that, so we can pretty much take a look at everything that's in here. And the thing that we were interested in was, oh no, it was actually for the virtual machine, sorry. So let's change that scope. Just make it the virtual machine. And what we wanted to get is guest classic, the metric logical disk, total disk bytes per second. Which is this one. All right. And the time range should be last 30 minutes only. And there we can see that there was some disk activity happening. All right, that's everything for this lab. So what did we do? We created an Azure VM. We attached a new data disk to it, and then we went via RDP into Windows to initialize that disk to be used. We created a snapshot of that disk, and then we enabled guest level monitoring. Thanks for viewing, and see you again in the next lab.